G! What's the player? G gets the kill! Go right here.
Go.
He has the retribution. Still the law, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen!
Getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hardpoint. However, he gets one kill, another kill. Did he get another one? Yes, he can! Yes, he gets another kill!
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Kai actually rush out. What a double collect!
Alright, go off. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to day 2 of Warfare Champions Season 4. I'm the Castle Gator. Later, FEXTY will be joining us. Yeah, quite literally later. Welcome back to day number 2 of the group stages. Big thanks to Toast as well as FEXTY for day 1 of commentating. They did a fantastic job. I love it so much. I did not watch the entire stream because I was out, but yeah, I did watch half the stream. So this is Warfare Champions Season number 4. What am I gonna expect from this? I don't know, because there's plenty new teams in here. Only there's a couple teams returning from Season 3, but there are plenty of new teams coming into this season. So why? So my expectation for this season will be quite high. So let's look right into the format of today, or I think it's the teams of today. First of all, we will be looking at it's the first 16 teams that are in here. We have Team Animosity, CKG Legacy, C2 Fantasy, Shushhh, Team X, TRS Drifters, SNND, Cartels X Alpha, Your Worst Nightmares, Team LY, VTL, Octav God, Vlogs Esports, Your Worst Sniper Empyrean, CKG Angels, as well as Shinigami. Moving right in to the Season 4, you see there's some teams that we recognize in here as like CKG Legacy, Shushhh, and then you also have Shinigami. We also have 2 teams that combined together from the previous 3 seasons, which is SN and Noob Dogs, which currently they are called SN and D. Both teams have been combined together and they will be entering this competition as one. But then you can see there's a lot of new teams like CKG Angels, Your Worst Nightmare, Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, Vlogs Esports, and many others from different regions. So let's move forward into the format and see how would we find out who will be the Season 4 champions, as well as but first of all, who will be moving into the playoffs. With a group stage, a 6-day group stage, with 16 teams in here. They are all split into 4 groups. A 6-day group stage will be determined who will be moving on into the playoffs. The top 2 teams of each group will be moving on into 8-team double elimination brackets, and the final team standing will be crowned champion as the Season 4 Warfare Champions winner. So let's see, because I actually very stoked about this as the prize pool of this season has actually increased by 200%, I think. So, if my math is not wrong, it has been increased by 200%, and the top 3 teams will be receiving prizes, as you can see right here in your screen, with the first place receiving a 5,000 CP. Each player, if there's only 5 players in the team, each player will be receiving about 1,000 CP. Then we have the second place with 3,000 CP and the third place with 2,000 CP. That's a lot of prize. That's a lot of CPs. Especially when you total it all up, it becomes a total of 10,000 CP offered in this tournament. That's the highest we got so far. But let's see, because I can't wait to I can't wait for the champion to be founded, as I really want to look at who will be our 4th champion. As for the first 3 seasons, all 3 champions are different teams. They have not been repeating champions. But let's see, because if I'm not wrong, last season, actually don't remember last season's champion. But sorry about that. But yeah, I wasn't getting prepared. Let's be honest. Okay, I wasn't getting prepared. But I forgot last season's champion. I believe it was EKG, if I'm not wrong. Oh, you'll see Apathy. Never mind. So season 3 champion was CA Apathy, but then in season 2 we had the Huntsman as our season 2 champion, and in season 1 we have Guy Jin as our season 1 champion, and none of those teams are in here in season 4. So I really want to look forward to our 4th champion to be crowned in about 2 weeks, I would say. But yeah, let's look over into our schedule of today, as we have... Oh, never mind, we haven't said this first. I forgot this is day 2 and not day 1. So, FEXTY will be joining us in a little while, but we have standings for our Group A. We have your worst nightmare in Pirates, winning 2 matches and losing 1 only in day 1 against CGG Angels. And Octav God as well as TRS Drifters will be playing in today, but we'll move on to the schedule for today. We'll show you more about that. Let's move on to Group B, because I'm actually stoked for one of the groups, which I personally believe is the toughest group to actually win it, with Team Shinigami winning 2 matches and only losing 1 for Group B against Team X in day 1. Shushhh and Team Animosity will be playing later in the day. Let's look over to Group C, because I still haven't found my favorite group so far. I'm looking through every single group right now, with Team LY winning all 3 matches against C2 Fantasy from day 1, and SNND as well as Cartels Alpha will be playing in later on today. Let's move on to Group D. Right after that, I'll try to decide which one is my favorite group. CGG Legacy winning all 3 matches against Vlogs Esports in day 1, with VTR and Your Worst Nightmare playing later on in the day. I feel like this is already my favorite group so far. But FEXTY will be joining us. I believe so, but I don't know. I actually don't know will he be joining us or not. I don't know. There might be some technical issues, but yeah. So in Group D, this might be my favorite group so far, with CGG Legacy, Vlogs Esports, VTR as well as Your Worst Nightmare. I love the name Your Worst Nightmare. It just gives us a bit of oomph of scaring your opponents. So yeah. But yeah, let's look over into our schedule for today, which I believe is quite chaotic, with Your Worst Nightmare going against VTL for the first match upcoming, and Shushhh going against Team Animosity, as well as Octav God going against TRS Drifter, with the final matchup between SNND as well as Cartels Alpha. I am stoked about all 4 series. I'm stoked about seeing quite literally 12 different matches in today, as If you know this is the group stages, you are required to play all 3 matches in order to rack up those points and get yourself into the playoffs. Only the top 2 from each group gets into the playoffs. So yeah, I am stoked about this as for the first series upcoming, we will have Your Worst Nightmare going against VTL. Both teams actually don't know the lineup. I did not receive any detail of both teams, but look at the details together. Because Your Worst Nightmare and VTL, Your Worst Nightmare sounds menacing. I hope they are a very, very strong team because I would love to see a very, very good matchup between Your Worst Nightmare as well as VTL. I hope VTL is a very strong team because they are going against Your Worst Nightmare. If you know what I mean. But Your Worst Nightmare winning the coin toss for today. They will be banning out Takeoff, which is a very, very good ban, as even though Takeoff has been in the game, in the competitive scene for I think for a year already, some people still haven't mastered it to its fullest. But VTL will be initiating the ban on to Hacienda. Great choice, as Hacienda is one of the biggest map in the competitive scene right now, with 5 lanes in total. You have 5 players on your team and you have 5 lanes to defend. Imagine that. But some of the hard points are slightly easier to defend. So yeah. But let's see what operator skills will they ban out, as Takeoff will be banned out for the side of Your Worst Nightmare. Good ban on the Sparrow, as Sparrow, you can quite literally spam 6 arrows from the Sparrow in under a second. With Purifier being banned up for the side of VTL, also a great ban, as Purifier, even though it was nerfed a slight bit, but it's still a very powerful operator skill to have, because you can quite literally just hold down your shoot button, release the flame from the Purifier, and quite literally just run around. First map from Your Worst Nightmare being picked will be Summit for Hardpoint. Hardpoint playing in Summit, I'll be honest. Why? I know it's a good map to play Hardpoint in, but why? Because of those like tight angles you need to hold on to, with those obstacles in your way, especially for the first Hardpoint. There's two control tables right in the middle of the Hardpoint. You need to climb over there, you need to shoot over there, you can use them as a defense also can. But it is a quite open hardpoint with various different entrances for the first hardpoint. So I don't know how it's gonna play out. I recently started to like Summit a little bit, but it's still quite even though tight but also open hardpoint. Having tight but open hardpoint at the same time. With firing range being in SND, a great map, quite common map for SND already. Being in firing range with those long angles and those wide open areas like mid as well as a long. This will be a fantastic map to play on if VTL has better snipers than Your Worst Nightmare. Your Worst Nightmare picking Raid for control for the last one. I did not know what were they thinking, but I'm sure they know. I'm sure their gunfights will be very good, because in Raid for the hardpoint, the B flag isn't that hard to control. But when you move over into the A flag, you have to control kitchen, you have to control rocks, you have to control basketball court, you have to control pool, while also winning all those gunfights in all those positions, as well as capping the flag itself. So that will be a hard one if you're on the attack, on the offensive side when you're playing control raid, but it'll be slightly bit easier on you when you're playing a defensive side onto control raid. So yeah, let's see, because I can't wait for the matchup to start. With 7 o'clock already hit on the point, let's see what will be the result of this. Let's see, because FEXTY will joining us a little bit later on, because of you will see him right after the first match, right after Hardpoint, but he'll jump in right in the middle. So yeah, you know why. So but for the first matchup between Your Worst Nightmare as well as VTL, Hardpoint Summit, in my guess, it will be slightly bit chaotic, as I never seen both teams play before. But in Summit, even though you're not with a team or just in regular rank, it is very chaotic, as you just hold on to the top position while your teammate also need to hold on to the hard point, while also need to prepare for the second hard point, as it is a very close hard point in together. You need to prepare you need to flip the spawn, so you have the better spawn over at the storage room rather than at the gate. So there's different things you need to do for the first hard point in Summits. But your worst nightmare, they picked the map. I believe they know how to play it since they picked the map. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this first matchup, as the new season 10 came in about a day ago. I don't know, because I don't think I have updated my. I think it's about 2 days ago, because no, I think it's more than that, to be honest. I don't keep track of current updates. But yeah, season came in right before the tournament, and what it affected was, normally people think it was like a nerf to the guns, a major nerf to the guns, or a new gun came in and that becomes the meta. No, season 10 introduced a nerf to this player movement model, which, if you're not good at movement before this season, I think this will cause big trouble for you, as your slipping and sliding and crouching everywhere will be affected quite largely. So yeah, let's see what season 10 has affected some of the players in here. Have some of the players mastered season 10 with the different player movement models, or have they just failed on it and decided to join the tournament and get destroyed more? Either way, it's still entertaining for me. So yeah, but we're currently waiting for the match to start. I still don't have any updates from the producers yet, but yeah. So new season, slightly with nerf movements. Good luck to the teams. As oh yeah, still say this. I forgot one thing. We are affiliation with Pangolin PC. When you use the code SE2022, you will get 50 Singaporean dollars off, I believe, off their products, when you use SE2022 as the code. So yeah, that's our affiliation with Pangolin PC. Thank you for the affiliation. We're still waiting for the one last minute. Yeah. Producers. Okay, so we have a slightly bit of technical issues here, but they'll be sorted out quite easily. But yeah, let's see what these two teams in store for us. Your worst nightmare against BTL. Both teams I never seen played in the battlefield before. As I said, I'm very stoked about this first match of Hardpoint Summit. Like why? Summit. But yeah, moving right into the matchup. We already have the first matchup in here with VTL on to the Special Forces side and your worst nightmare on the Gorilla squad. You see right here, they are going in for the top control with utilities all coming straight out. KRM in blurs, hands for one player to take him out, but Kaizo takes him out first. With players from your worst nightmare getting top control. Charisma right in with the QQ9. I don't really use the gun much, but I love the gun so much. getting 1 kill off, holding on to top. A solid hold onto top. But you can see right here, Flyers comes in from the backstab and gets the gets top position back, but Reaper still holds on to it with the CBR4. CBR4 not really quite a big meta anymore, but they're still using it because it's actually quite effective in their hands. With Kaizo taking one down, Reaper with on a kill streak right here. Reaper just killing everyone right in his path. Charisma as well, both holding on to great positions with Jenks also catching up to his teammates. Reaper spots out one, almost fully streaked out. He just need one more. As fun fact for the new tournament rules, there's only 2 store streaks available for you to use, which is quite literally the 100 kill drone as well as the missile. So if you see the third, so basically they are already Reaper is already fully streaked out. If you see the third score streak in their hands, that is just for show, that is just for the game, since you cannot actually use it, since there's only 2 available score streaks to use. Reaper is on a streak right now, 14 kills to his name. He doesn't want to stop at any point, and either also already in his hand. He still need a little bit more points to activate again the 100 killer drone. Activates it, does not pull out the Annihilator, as I think he wants to invest it into the next Hardpoint, which is a very good idea. 100 killer drone still activated, Predator missile still in his hand. He can quite literally use all of it and still get it again, as Reaper is still on a streak. I don't think he had died a single time yet. And as I say that, Blur takes him out with the shotgun. But Charisma still with the QQ9, slaying one by one all of his opponents right in front of him. And Reaper finally takes out the Annihilator. Spots out one, gets 1 kill. Charisma as well takes another kill. I think this is all towards your worst nightmare, as they do not want to give even a single second to decide of VTL. 100 kill drone out, he still doesn't want to use the Predator missile, and as I say that, he used it, clears off. No one, as the trophy goes out right in time. Goes in for the support of his teammate. Kaizo takes one down. Great hold by the side of your worst nightmare. With Kaizo getting a kill with a trophy system onto Blur. Fly in a weird position, which I don't really recommend in this with a Fennec, which long time I haven't seen a Fennec. But you can see right here a 100-point lead by the side of your worst nightmare. They are almost to the halfway point mark, which is very surprising, as Reaper doesn't spot a fly. It's very surprising, as the players, I expected more from the players from VTL. You can see right here, Reaper with a lot of kills currently coming in. He's getting kills one after the other, then he's not stopping right now. With Charisma already on a 10 kill streak. This with PB19, but he gets taken out. He doesn't get the nuke, doesn't get a chance to get the nuke. Reaper still on fire, 25 kills to his name, and he still got time. Charisma pulls out the Gravity Vortex, while he gets it out by Blur as well. Another Annihilator comes out. Kaizo, I love the Annihilator skin. Jumps in, misses a shot, misses another, hits one, and he doesn't hit another one, and he gets taken out by Hisoka. In this, with Annihilator as well, and activated as well. Can Blur find another player right here? Yes, he can. Turns around, kills Charisma off, but Kyle goes in for the trade. Great trade right here. In this, activates his Annihilator, gets another kill. Still a 96-point lead. And I think VTL really needs to step up here and win more of the gunfights, because right now currently in the kill feed, you can see all yellow against blue. None of the players from the side of VTL can match up to the side of your worst nightmares gunfight. You can see Charisma 3 kills to his name in under 5 seconds. Gets the 4th, still holds on to top. Sees the other player spawning on the other side, almost takes one down, but he gets down himself. Gen X, wonderful gameplay right here. I can easily see a great communication moving on into your worst nightmare with the Annihilator activated for Gen X for the 2nd time in this matchup. Spots out one player, hits it, and he opens back the Hardpoint to anyone who tries to go in. Hisoka goes in for the backstab, but will this be enough with Indy somehow holding to a DLQ in Summit? Really? You're already losing a gunfight and you hold on a DLQ? With Charisma going in for the clear out, he still has the Gravity Vortex in hand as well as Hunter Killer Drone. He activates the Hunter Killer Drone, throws it out. Reaper still goes in for the clear. 3 kills to his name already. Charisma gets taken out. But let's see. In this with the sniper in hand, what kind of quick scope will he pull out here? Because I do not know. Pulls out the glow stick. Reaper activates his Annihilator as well. Gets the 3rd kill. Can he guess? 4-1, yes he can. 4th-1. Moves in. Reaper slides out. Doesn't see another one player. Turns. Another burn. He's still a little bit more. And he burns. And now Charisma goes in for the backs to protect in Reaper from the back. Pistol comes out. Charisma. Very, very nice gunfight coming in from your worst nightmare. None of that dropping down. 196 to 51. What kind of lead is this? I do not understand. Kaizo activates his Annihilator for the 2nd time in today. Gets 1. Doesn't get another one. Blood takes him out. Blood 2 kills to his name first. But can he take out Charisma? No, he does not. Hisoka takes out Gen X. But Reaper, Gen X, as well as Kaizo, as well as Charisma are slaying off the players from this side of VDL. Almost seated at 250 point mark. Kaizo still have the Predator Whistle to invest into this hardpoint. Reaper invests his. Reaper pulls out the Hunter Killer Drone. EMP ready, but he is dreaming to use that as it is banned from the competitive. He can't really use that. Goes in, 4 kills his name. Can he get a 5th? Yes he can. Clears him out. Can he get a 6th? Yes he can. Hunter Killer Drone reactivates. EMPs. He's still dreaming of using the EMP, but he still can't. Turns it down, and the player down. He gets taken out by a fly from the back. Charisma goes in and clears him, helps him close him out, but he gets taken out on his own. 142 to 54. Can VTL win this gunfight? Yes, they can. Clears out, breaks the hardpoint, clears it out, stops the rotation, stops the point from increasing. And you can see right here, Charisma still gets back the point. 145 to 61. 5 more seconds into the hardpoint, and they will win. Your worst nightmare in this is just using random guns right now. I don't know why. Reaper with the Hunter Killer Drone. Reaper goes in and it gets all of it. He's so kind of allowing your worst nightmare to finish up this match. They want to make a comeback. 146. No one jumps in the hardpoint. Why? Why? He goes in. No one's in the hardpoint. 146 to 71. They have a chance here. No, they don't. Yes, they have. 148 to 74, and that's GG for this your worst nightmare. 250 to 74. What a play by the side of your worst nightmare. They are your nightmare for once, and they will be forever. What a play. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't expecting that. Your worst nightmare. I wasn't expecting quite literally a domination in a hardpoint match against VTL from your worst nightmare. So yeah. But it was a GGW play from the quite literally when the first hardpoint came on, because that was a total annihilation from both sides. But your worst nightmare having the better kill with Reaper having 56 to 12, Charisma having 45 to 16, Kaizo 33 to 14, as well as Gen X having 18 to 8. Fantastic statistic coming in, with Blur having 13 to 35. Fly 12 to 36, Hisoka 9 to 30, Indies 8 to 30, as well as Henzo having 8 to 31. They got completely annihilated out of the hardpoints. Even though Reaper did not help out much with the OBJ, with Kaizo having 3 minutes and 48 seconds in hardpoint. Oh my god. Reaper not really helping out much in the hardpoint. He still required 56 kills in the game, which is very, very impressive. So quite literally, I believe their team was formed, I think, over like 2 months ago, which is very impressive for having to require 56 kills in a tournament against a team that I think was put together slightly bit longer than them. So yeah, wonderful plays. Reaper, great solo gunfight. I'll be honest with you. He turns around, spots out the player. He does not hesitate and quietly starts shooting. He does not hesitate at all. Wonderful plays. But let's see how would they do in S&D, as the gap between both game modes are very big, with Hardpoint being a respawnable game mode as well, but S&D being a you die then you're gone, you don't play anymore kind of game mode, I would say. But yeah, 250 to 74, that is just absurd for a team like your worst nightmare. But they are called your worst nightmare for a reason, which I stand by that. They are your worst nightmare, especially Reaper with 56 kills. Well, let's see, because we'll be moving into S&D firing range. A very open map, I would say. A very open map, but a very common and easy to play map in S&D. If you play wrongly, you will lose. If you play correctly, which most of the team does, they will win. But it is S&D. You only have one life left. You die, you go to the next round. You don't play anymore. That's basically it. That's how I describe it every day. So yeah, so let's see, because VTL picked this map, I hope they have a strategy for this map, and also having a strategy for picking this map. If they do not, I don't know what the hell are they doing. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see, because our firing range, I'm stoked about it, because normally we call it sniping range. Firing range being a very great map. I wouldn't say it isn't great. I would say it is fair enough for both sides. But yeah, we're still waiting for the match to start. I don't know what happened in the background, because I don't have any access to the room yet. But yeah, we're still waiting for the team to start, which I have no updates from the producer, so I can't really update you guys. Yeah. We're still waiting for the players, which I can't really do much about it. We're still waiting for FEXTY to join in, I'll be right honest with you. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Hello? For those who are confused on why is he silence, we're basically just waiting for the players. We're basically just waiting for the players to get into the group. So yeah. Any updates? I don't know. So I don't know what's happening in the background. The producer is sorting out. Yeah, I'm just getting the updates. So yeah, yeah, I don't know if FEXTY's gonna join. I hope. I don't know if FEXTY's gonna join or not. So yeah, so I'll be around. Yeah, yeah, okay, so I believe we're going on to a short break. So you saw the things in the back. I don't know what's happening in the background. Okay, the producers I don't even know. So yeah. But yeah, we're just waiting. So I think we're just waiting for teams to get in. I don't know. As Okay, so according to the producers, we'll be going on into a short break. It's actually not a short, I think 15-minute break, but yeah. So yeah, we'll be going into a short break, and we'll see you guys. Next match between, I forgot which two teams already. I have a very bad memory for now because I wasn't. It's late at night, okay? It's not that late, but yeah. I believe it will be between the teams of. It will be between the teams of Shushhh as well as Team Animosity, and FEXTY will be joining us later on as well. So. Yeah, a 15-minute break. We'll see you guys next round. Goodbye.
G. What's the play the G? Gets the kill. Go right here.
Go, go, go!
He has the retribution. Still, come on, ladies and gentlemen, the law is stolen.
Hey, 400. Getting the crucial kills for his teammate to get into the hardpoint. Alpha gets one kill, another kill. Can he get another one? Yes, he can! Yes, he gets another kill!
But as what a shot! What a shot!
Warfare of Champion will be split into 2 segments. The group stage will take place from 2nd to 13th November. 16 teams will be randomly split into 4 groups of 4 teams. The matches will be played in a best-of-3 format. Only 2 teams from each group will qualify for the playoffs, while the rest get eliminated. A total of 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. The playoffs will take place on 19th and 20th of November. The matches will be played in a best-of-5 format. The teams will battle through a randomized double elimination format until only one team is left standing. The tournament will have a prize pool of 10,000 CP. Are you ready to see the fight? Stay tuned, and see you in the live streams.
Rush out. What a double collect!
Right. Off. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. Can he get another one?
Can he get this kill? Yes, he can get another kill. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final series of Warfare Champions Season 4, day number 2. Yes, it is the final series. I'm alongside with me is FEXTY.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah. I did not have any issues, probably not to discuss with. Let's just say another day, another time where internet issues plagued my time casting today.
Yeah, you currently control the internet, can we? Alright. So, as you heard it from the intro, this will be the last series of today, as the final 2 series, one of the teams from each series can't make it. So yeah, the other team got a default win. We will not mention who. You will see it in the final result right after this match. So so FEXTY, if you look at the teams here, because you were in here with Toast in day number 1, right?
Yes, really.
So you should know the slightly bit more about some of the teams in here. So we have Team Animosity, CKG Legacy, C2 Fantasy, Shushhh, Team X, TRS Drifters, SNND, Cartels Alpha, Your Worst Nightmare, Team LY, VTL, Octav God, which I love the icon by the way, Vlogs Esports, Your Worst Nightmare Empyrean, CKG Angels, as well as Shinigami. FEXTY, in day 1 you saw half of these teams play.
Kinda half of this team's play because I was a little bit of a pickle. I can say something about some of the teams, especially the newer ones. I won't say which. It will be a surprise once we go on to the next day. I believe it's not going to be group stages. I believe it's going to be a playoffs. So we'll see the newer teams actually dominating against what we call the old but gold teams that they've been in Supreme Esports since the very beginning, like CKG Legacy, and also I think a little bit of VTL. They've also been here as well. Ascend and SNND, 2 teams that actually combined together. Merged together, yeah, and they have played in Supreme Esports before, so they are actually going against a lot of new teams, especially all these teams that you see right in your screens. And I believe the defending champions, A50, is not going to be here for this competition, unfortunately. So that means who would win Warfare Champions? There's no defending champions here. It's all for 1.
Yep, the first 3 previous seasons, the champions weren't here. As the first season was Gaijin Exile, the second season was the Huntsman, then the third season was CA Equity. None of 3 teams were in here in this season. So I'm very stoked on finding our 4th champions for Warfare Champions. Hence the name.
Alrighty, so Now onto the format here for today. Yes, we do have the group stages here. We've seen day one where the one and only Toast Talks actually was casting with us, well, with me for the last series, quote unquote series. But anyways, yeah, Toast was with us, casting, which is a huge pat on the back because I don't know how we even got Toast to actually help with us. But next, then we have playoffs, which will be 8 teams from the original 16 teams that we're playing in double eliminations. The finals will decide the champions of Warfare Champions Season 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So with 16 teams in here, I think after a week of group stage, you will see on the final week, which is the second week, we only have 8 teams in here for left for the 2-day playoffs. And from there we'll find our champion, which I can't wait to know, because every time we think that the players is very far away, he always comes in quite a blink of an eye, right?
Yeah.
So I'm stoked about this entire 6-day group stage as well as the 2-day playoffs. FEXTY, you always do the prize pool. You do it today again.
Alrighty, everybody. Okay, so the prize pool for today has actually been increased here for this season. First place is 5,000 COD points. Okay, first of all, 5,000 COD points. That's half of more than I can even afford. I can't even afford 1,000 CP, let alone 5,000. Alright, that's just too much. Alright, everybody. Alright, second place not far behind, 3,000 COD points. That is still way too much that I could even handle. I don't even know what to do with the COD points, so just let it be there and, think about why did I even have this much COD points in the first place. Alright, but anyways, third place would be a low cost, a low number of 2,000 COD points, which is still a lot. And you do have to realize that this is being split up to 5, 6, or even 7 players in this case, which would be, I guess, still more to even get a battle pass if you're in first place, but third place maybe just a little bit more just to get a, just one, how can I say, a one draw in the lucky draw, just 1 or 2 maybe.
Yes, I'll say 2. Okay, so yeah, the price will have been increased by 200%. The previous 3 seasons was 5,000 COD points, I think. But this season was 10,000 COD points, so it has increased by 200%. So in total, 10,000 COD points. Can you believe that? 10,000 in total. So yeah, but let's move forward into the schedule for today. So we have, as you can see right here in front of our screen, do you know which 2 teams didn't make it already for the final 2 series? And the first series we had some technical difficulties, but at the end, your worst nightmare got a default win for S&D as well as Control, as Vitality has some issues. But let's move on to our final series, which is also our second series of today, which is between Shushhh as well as Team Animosity, which I'm still very confused on why are they using Trinity as their icon.
Yeah, I wonder why. But let's not talk about the confusion of this Trinity Animosity thing. I don't know. But first of all, everybody knows who Shushhh is. I'm pretty sure that you also know what Shushhh is, Gator. They're a team that has played in Warfare Champions and actually surprised us and even impressed us when they first joined Warfare Champions. And although they did bite the bullet and they kind of lost, I believe it was against, I don't know who actually went against them. I think it was CKG Legacy in the last Warfare Champions. I would say I think they have a better chance playing against Animosity, because I think I've never seen Animosity play before, but I do know how Shushhh plays their games. So I'm placing my bets. Alright, I'm placing my bets that Shushhh could be walking away victorious for today. What do you think, Gator?
Yeah, I think Shushhh would walk out victorious today, because we see Shushhh play. Shushhh is those kind of teams where they work greatly together. So I will be looking forward. I'll be leaning towards the side of Shushhh because I know them slightly more than Team Animosity. So yeah.
So without further ado, well, we kind of have to wait until we get to the map vetoes in a little bit. if you haven't voted in for which team you want to win, you can vote it up right now. Let me just check. I didn't check. I know I voted for Shushhh because, well, why not? 81% for Shushhh and Team Animosity for 19. Ooh, that does not look good, guys. I mean, if you like Animosity, you gotta have your prayers up. Well, well, anyways, I believe that Team Animosity. Well, this is very confusing. Team Animosity actually won the coin toss right here, and they have banned Takeoff for the second time this day. There's multiple reasons why Takeoff has been taken out. Would you care to explain, Gator?
Well, it is slightly bit of a... The map has already been in the competitive scene for over a year already, but some teams still haven't fully mastered it. Haven't fully mastered the essence of Takeoff. So
Yeah.
they banned it out. Good voice by them. But there's still Slums in Hacienda, which is one of the newest maps. But I don't think Slums will be banned that much because Slums is quite an easy map to master. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, I do agree on that. And we have seen a lot of times where Slums actually has been played for either Hardpoint, which is kind of rare, and most commonly for Control, which actually is a very good map for Control because there's a lot of places where you can actually take angles, you can, preserve your life, and you also can play a lot of strategic points where you can actually get crucial kills to strengthen or even heighten your chance of actually winning the whole entire game mode, literally.
Yeah, exactly. With Garena and Purifier being banned out, Sparrow will be in play for this series, which
Ooh.
will be very, very I would say dangerous for both teams because, as like I said, you can spam 6 of the Sparrow arrows in quite literally under a second.
Yeah, I mean,
and Slums being pinged for the first hard point. The Sparrow's gonna be completely out of we're still gonna clear out the entire hard point for all 4 of the hard points in there.
I mean, I am totally an abuser of the Sparrow in its glory days when it was so overpowered that I literally use it every time when I'm in a scrim match against some other teams. If you're watching this and you're in a scrim that if you're in a team that I played against, I'm really sorry. But anyways, yeah, Slums for Hardpoint. Like I said, it's very rare we see Slums in Hardpoint, but in actuality, it kind of serves the same kind of map feeling, just like Standoff, you should feel like, because the first Hardpoint literally out into the open, so many places where you can engage in battle, just like Standoff, and of course there's a lot of places where you can have like I said, there's a lot of places where you can hide in, so there's a lot of hardpoints where you can hide into a building, just like Standoff. You actually realize that, Gator?
Yeah, a lot of buildings are quite open in Standoff, unlike Slums, which most of the buildings are quite just props. Standoff, you can go in controls. The first flag is over in yard, at hotel yard, which will be the A flag. It is like the first hard point, but when you move on into the B flag, which is at boxes, it is at a unfamiliar place, as the fourth hard point is usually inside bakery, but the B flag is outside at boxes, so it is slightly unfamiliar, and you need to change out a little bit of your strategic gameplay as well as your defending positions. But Standoff in control, it is quite a common. It's one of the most common maps played in control. So I think this will be a very, very good matchup between both teams.
Yes, I actually do agree with you, Gator. So we are going to be playing in a short while. I think they still have to verify all the UIDs that's been given by the players, so it's not to cheat in any sort of way. Just like what happened with the last series of day 1, where CKG Legacy got an automatic win because the other team actually didn't have the same UIDs as what they were given to the the admins and moderators. So I hope there's nothing like that happening today because I do really want to see some action, and of course I do need some practice on casting because it's been a while since I've casted. Don't you think, Gator?
Yeah, it is. So we will see because I'll be very honest with you. I haven't been casting for quite a while. But let's talk about the first series. Okay, Slums Hardpoint. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Who's gonna win?
I'm gonna say Shushhh for this one because we've seen how they play. They're actually kind of aggressive. They're kind of like a passive-aggressive kind of team where they push really aggressively, but in a way that they are putting their sense of, how can I say, a sense of, oh god, I can't even think the word out of my mind. Awareness, yes, a sense of awareness while pushing aggressively. If you're like me, you just push aggressively and you don't think about it, and of course you get killed so many times. Although you got a lot of kills, I think you are feeding the kills for the other team, therefore they actually win the match regardless. But if you're passive aggressive, you're thinking of where to push, when to push, and what happens if you push, that's when you start winning a lot of gunfights and therefore win the game, don't you think, Gator?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Slums, when you play the Hardpoint, right, because the first Hardpoint is some of the funniest ones, because when you start proning onto the ground near to that statue, you basically can't be seen anyway. Especially when you pop a smoke. Especially when you pop a smoke right onto your body. You barely can be seen a single bit in that Hardpoint, which it can do two things. You can rack up more points while the enemy is finding you, or you can contest the enemy while they are in the point. So that is the first Hardpoint is one of the funniest ones. But then when you move on to the second Hardpoint, which is over in Junkyard, that one is slightly bit no, it's not Junkyard, it's Dumpsters. When you move on to the second Hardpoint in Dumpsters, that's slightly bit more open because when you don't hold on to the spawns carefully over at a car park, your enemy starts spawning there, and you start spawning at the opposite side of the map, which would cause disaster for your team. When your enemies start rushing in from both sides, since they're spawning at the back, but they also winning at gunfights on the front, and they are rushing in from the front and from the back at the same time, you're dead. Basically, you're dead. But when you move over into the third Hardpoint over in Junkyard, there's only 3 entrances, which is quite easy to defend. But it's also quite like a map where you can quite literally get a lot of that wallbangs in.
Maybe. I mean, I have tried some wallbangs before, but usually it works, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it kind of halfway works because I do get a hit mark sometimes, but yeah, it does work when you have a hit mark, not hit mark. When you get a wallbang, you get a hit mark or get a kill, at least you get some information for your team as well, so when they're pushing and stuff. But it's kind of frustrating when you hit mark and it's a wallbang and you time it so perfectly, but you kind of aim it down to where it's not literally at the torso, it's at the legs. It happens so much to me, and I'm not even a sniper main. It happens so much.
Yeah, exactly. With the wallbangs, you quite legit need to predict where you are shoot, basically.
Yeah.
And also need to rely on your game sense. If it's good enough, you can rely on your game sense depending on where the enemy is and you shoot that. But if not, then you basically just by luck, basically.
Yeah.
But then when you move on to the fourth Hardpoint, basically the Hardpoint can be wallbanged. So good luck with that. It's over in Garage. So some of the power positions where you want to hold there is hold on to fountains, that's for sure, because you want to hold on to that spawn while also holding on to the anchor spot, which is fountain. That's quite literally a double, one place for 2 jobs, which is very great for any team out there if you're starting to play slums. When you move on to the fourth Hardpoint, hold on to fountains, you can anchor onto the Hardpoint as well as hold on to that spawn. But then you also need to hold on to one more position, which is over in back alley. You must hold on to that position in order for you to have a great defense, as even though if you lose the your spawn at the very back, you still have that back alley to defend anyone rushing in from the back as well. So those are some of best positions to hold on, especially for the fourth hardpoint. It's one of the easiest hardpoints to defend. If you can't hold on to those spawns, never mind. Just hold on to back alley. You still got those spawns and the defense onto those spawns.
Yeah, so I agree with what you said. Knowing that I've played a lot of matches and stuff, especially like a few days ago, I actually started playing Call of Duty a little bit because, well, you know, new updates, zombies are back. Of course, you gotta get a little bit hyped. So I played a little bit of ranked. Okay. And yeah, Slums is kind of a very technical map to master, but once you kind of get the hang of it, yeah, you can get nasty with it, especially what you said, taking angles where people won't really know where you are, like off angles really. And I do take advantage of that using my whole gun and literally camp down there like a camper, but you know, it works. And it also, you know, helps. It helps with my team, you know, getting people off of their, you know, hard points, and you know, getting even close to the hard points. And you know, we win a lot of matches, and yeah, So I guess Slums is kind of a good pick from Animosity. Okay, first of all, Animosity, yeah. Why are they using Trinity badges? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's my own question as well. That's $1 million question, I would say. Why was Team Animosity originally named Team Trinity by any chance? No one else. Maybe we'll get maybe the producer help us ask. Maybe the producers will find out for us. I don't know, by the end of this tournament or by tomorrow, day number 3, maybe. So yeah, I'm stoked about the first match. We're still waiting on the first match to start. What do you think is gonna play out? Would this be like quite literally? You did say Shushh's gonna win.
Yeah.
But let's say about the point system. How big of a gap would you think it is? Because on the first series, it's quite a big gap. It was over 100-point gap in between both teams.
I mean, we've never seen a team such as Your Worst Nightmare play against VTL. We've seen VTL play. They're quite decent, but not really good enough. But you know, quite decent, alright. They do the job well. But seeing how Your Worst Nightmare actually played against VTL, I'm actually kind of worried about Shushhh here because again, we might have seen Team Animosity playing as Vitality probably, but in any case, I think this is going to be very close because we have no clue if these new teams are actually going to be bringing up such a big fight against these teams that have played in Warfare Champions before. So yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be a close game.
For my predictions, I think it's gonna be quite a big gap. I don't know which team. I would not say. I will not personally pick a team that would have that lower gap, but I think it will be quite a big gap going against each other in Hardpoint. And for S&D, I think it's gonna be a straight win.
We're gonna open a bakery after this, fool.
Yeah, a straight donut for the silver platter. So for the first match, could you say any update on the first match?
Any updates? Oh boy, this is not gonna go good.
So we're having some technical difficulties from the background. Okay.
Producer is not sounding happy. Producer ain't sounding happy.
Yeah, that's for sure. So yeah.
So, I have there's a question from Toast right here. I actually have to look a little bit. Toast has asked, what do you think of the latest patch? I believe that is according to the new update.
Yeah, season 10 update. For me, the latest patch, I would say, for players who relies on movement and those kind of flipping and sliding all over the map, crouching up and down, proning, dodging bullets here and there, left and right. Those kind of players, I think they are gonna be slightly bit nerfed in this season, as the way that this season introduced a difference in the player movement model, it did affected some players as if it did affected me a slightly bit because I was using sniper. I was trying to like slide all everywhere, and it did nerf me a little bit, and I got shot right in the face with it by the enemy.
Same here.
But the new season, I would say, is quite a fair season other than the movement. The guns are still slightly bit more towards the previous season. There's still the normal meta in here, which I quite like because I don't like changing guns, like I said that. But it's a tedious process of quite changing guns every single every single month you change a different gun to play with the meta keep changing every single month. But yeah, I would say this season will be it did nerf my movement a little bit, but I would say it's quite a fair season and it did not change much, and other than unless you're relying on your sliding movement lah. But yeah.
Okay, so for my not my advice, my opinion in the new patch update, I actually do like it. Even though I only played Call of Duty for like a little bit after the first day, I actually do notice a big difference in my movement, especially about sliding all over the place. It kind of had gotten nerfed for me because I'm more of like a very aggressive player, so I had to really change how I play. But other than that, the guns that got adjusted, buffed, nerfed, I believe it's okay, except for some of the guns that got nerfed for no entire reasons, like the QQ9 and the ASM10. ASM10 has never been in the meta, so I don't know why they even have to nerf it in the first place. But other than that, the only thing I like about Season 10 is the M16 auto fire. Yeah, that is right. M16 is a burst weapon, but it has an option to auto fire. That's actually a perk that you can actually put.
Yeah, which is
M60.
Yeah, I forgot about that, and that's actually quite broken in my opinion.
I don't know if it's gonna hurt the damage or it's gonna hurt the recoil of it, but if it doesn't, I mean it has to, but if it doesn't, or maybe in the slightest, I think it's gonna be very broken and it's gonna be up with the meta that we all might think. Don't you think?
Yeah, talking about AR guns, having M16 having the auto fire, even though it's a burst weapon, we already, I think it's a 2 burst kill. Being a 2 burst kill AR is already quite OP. Plus the auto fire, which I don't know what was Conan thinking about having that, but yeah, it's gonna be very broken. As well as another gun, the LK24. It got a recoil buff, which made it quite literally one of the easiest guns to control the recoil on. It is already a 3 to 4 shot AR weapon. With the recoil buff, it's quite literally just you holding it down without even needing to control the recoil. You just hold your shoot button down. You don't need to control the recoil. That's how big the recoil buff to the LK24 is.
Okay, I might have to test that for myself after this stream if this match goes underway, which I really want to because I want to have a practice. And you know, I can't just sit here talk about guns all day. I really want to see some action, but let's see if what you say about the LK24 is correct though, because I haven't played with the LK24 since season 6 of the first year in Call of Duty Mobile. So I've never used the LK24 since then, but I've seen people trying to use the LK24, says it's meta, and then I tried it and it's not, and you know it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll see. So I don't know why it's taking quite a long time. We apologize, producers.
But the last time I played the LK24 was like I think it was 5 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Back in around, I think I do the math correctly, June was the last season that I played with the LK24, which I think last time was one of like the I'll say weaker metas in that season. I would say. So I haven't tested the LK24 myself, but I do want to test it right at this game because you did remind me, and you did remind me of the M16 as well. I would love to play with both guns again later on after the stream, but probably gonna play some Valorant afterwards. But yeah, that's
Oh, Valorant.
but yeah, from what this new season brought in, I would say it does bring in a lot change. It did bring in a lot of changes, but I would say minor changes to the game. Majority is towards the M16 AR, but yeah. And Toast asked another question: is why do people keep using the Switchblade? Because the Switchblade is one of the fastest fire rate, I would say. I also have one of the highest damage, especially for the headshot. When you're shooting the upper body or the head, the damage plus the fire rate, the fast fire rate, is quite literally unobtainable by any other gun in the SMG category.
Yeah.
Switchblade, even though I think it has been nerfed a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of nerfed, but it's still
yeah.
very reliable to use.
Yeah, it was nerfed a little bit, but it's still reliable. Yeah, that's for sure. With I would say Switchblade. I myself use the CBR because the damage is slightly higher than the Switchblade, even though the fire rate is lower.
CBR.
Yeah,
CBR.
and thanks for Novia in the comments. With the Switchblade, when you have a headshot, you have a 1.3 multiplier on it. So with the fast fire rate, that is a great gun to use for like almost until it gets nerfed lah. But yeah, it will be a great gun to use. But let's move on to the schedule. As according to the producers,
unfortunately, I'll bring it in. Yep, that is right. DQ'd for Animosity.
for those who want to visit the Supreme Esports Bakery, the address is on Supreme Esports. I don't know what to say anymore. But
I
yeah,
am dead.
so this is day 2 for you. So
Unfortunately, yeah. This is one of the shortest streams ever in Warfare of Champions, don't you think, Gator?
yeah, one of the shortest game. Quite literally, we've only seen a single match in here today, which I am very surprised. But I would hope tomorrow in day 3 it will be slightly bit better because we will see some of the teams coming back in to play again on day 3.
I would love to add on. I feel like this is like a deja vu from last stream when I joined in late and then I was so anticipated, so excited to cast the match, and then it got DQ'd and CKJ Legacy won. And look, it's literally the same thing that happened. And it's even a team, and it's even a team that I've played in Warfare Champions before, just like CKJ Legacy and just like Shushhh. What is going on?
We can't really do much about this, but yeah. So I don't know what to say. It's a 3-0 for our team. Most of the teams are gonna default win. Yeah. So
I mean, GG's to all the teams. GG's to all the GG's. Yeah, GG's to all the teams. I know they play so well. Woo, they play so well, but unfortunately, yeah, that does mean we have to end the stream super early. But hey, that does mean I can watch movies with my family and not get disturbed by the producers trying to ask me to go back to the call. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. And yes, I'm super sorry that this has to happen and this has to end really early. But in the playoffs, we are expecting to see some action, or not some action, big action right here, everybody. So, yeah, this is me, FEXTY. Right next to me is the one and only Gator. Thank you all so much for watching. We're very sorry, and peace out.